In this video, we're exploring the best story games on Xbox Game Pass, perfect for anyone who loves a great narrative. Of course, this is just our take, so if we missed one of your favorites, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your picks. Alright, let's dive right in. The Outer Worlds is a first-person RPG where you wake up from cryosleep to find a corrupt colony run by powerful corporations. You get to decide how the story unfolds, whether you want to fight the system or support it. The gameplay mixes retro-futuristic vibes with flexible combat, allowing you to shoot, sneak, or use weird science weapons to shrink enemies or make them fight each other. The story is filled with sharp, dark humor and quirky side quests like helping with toothpaste or handling a labor strike. Your companions, including the sweet Parvati, hyperactive Felix, and grumpy Vicar Max, add personality to the journey. The game does have a few downsides like a level cap of 36, and limited exploration compared to Fallout, but it's still a great RPG. If you love Fallout, New Vegas, you'll enjoy The Outer Worlds for its story, humor, and fun gameplay. Star Wars Jedi. Survivor is an exciting sequel to Jedi Fallen Order. It improves on the original with better combat, bigger maps, and more abilities. You play as Cal Kestis, who starts the game with most of his powers, so there's no need for a Lost Powers storyline. The game introduces new moves like air dashes and a Spider-Man-style grapple, making movement feel even more fun. The game also adds 5 lightsaber fighting stances, including new ones like the slow but powerful crossguard and the blaster stance, which mixes lightsabers with a gun. The combat is fast and flashy with satisfying lightsaber battles. The story keeps you moving from one action scene to the next, with Cal searching for a treasure map to a lost planet. Along the way, you solve puzzles and explore new planets with varied environments. The world feels alive with lots of side quests and characters, including returning friends from the first game. While the story is enjoyable, some twists are easy to predict. The game has some technical issues like slowdowns and crashes, but these are being fixed with updates. Prey is a standout game with a gripping story and a spooky, immersive atmosphere. Its large map, though sometimes feeling small, is packed with activities for completionists. Managing your inventory adds to the challenge, making every decision count. The game looks and sounds fantastic, with impressive world building and fun combat, especially when using special abilities. With plenty of powers and weapons to choose from, Prey offers multiple ways to play. Exploring its detailed world is rewarding, enhanced by great graphics. If you enjoy immersive gameplay with depth, Prey is a must-try. Pentiment is a 15 to 20-hour adventure game set in the late medieval Bavarian countryside. It has a unique art style that looks like an old storybook, inspired by medieval manuscripts. The game feels like a detective thriller as you uncover the dark secrets of a small town. You play as Andreas Mahler, an artist who gets caught up in a big conspiracy. The game is all about talking to people and making choices. These choices shape Andreas' story and how the game plays out. There's also a time management element which adds some pressure to your decisions. The art is simple but beautiful, and the sound design really helps set the mood. The writing is sharp and to the point, making the characters feel real and interesting. What makes Pentiment stand out is its attention to history and the tough moral choices it presents. Even though there are a few small issues, the story and world building make it a game worth playing. If you love games that are beautiful and emotional, Ori and the Will of the Wisps is for you. It's a platformer where you play as Ori, a little spirit on a mission to save their friend Ku and heal a broken world. The gameplay is super smooth. You get cool abilities like a sword, bow, and hammer. There's a lot of exploring, and you can choose different ways to play, using upgrades called shards. Boss fights and chase scenes are exciting, but they never feel impossible. The game also has different difficulty settings, so you can make it as easy or hard as you want. The art and music are stunning. Every area feels unique, and the soundtrack makes the game even more emotional. By the time you reach the end, you'll feel something. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is one of the best platformers out there, so don't miss it. Rise of the Tomb Raider is an exciting adventure that improves on the previous game. The story is gripping, and the environments are beautiful. Lara Croft is shown as a smart and confident character, driven by her obsession to uncover ancient secrets rather than just trying to survive. The game focuses a lot on exploration. There are amazing tombs to explore and a semi-open world full of hidden secrets and challenges. The puzzles are fun, especially the optional challenge tombs, though some players might wish there were more of them. Combat is enjoyable, with Lara able to craft powerful weapons that make fights exciting. Stealth, however, doesn't feel as rewarding as in some other games. The visuals are stunning, especially on PC, though using a gamepad may make the controls feel smoother. In short, Rise of the Tomb Raider offers a great experience with a strong story, memorable villains, and Lara Croft is one of the best action heroes in gaming. Quantum Break is a unique game that blends exciting gameplay with live-action episodes. You play as Jack Joyce, a hero with time-bending powers gained after a lab accident. These abilities let you teleport, freeze enemies, and control time in thrilling ways. The game's story is the real highlight, full of time travel twists and choices that affect the live-action episodes and in-game events. While these decisions don't change the ending much, they add replay value and make the experience more personal. The live-action episodes are well-produced, with great acting that even makes the villains relatable. However, streaming the episodes can sometimes cause playback issues, and there are occasional graphics glitches in the game. Despite these minor flaws, Quantum Break offers about 10 hours of stylish combat, a gripping story, and a movie-like experience that's unforgettable. It's a must-play for fans of story-driven games. Next up is Psychonauts 2. It's the sequel to the 2005 game Psychonauts, keeping its quirky charm but updating it for modern players. The story picks up right after the original game in Rhombus of Ruin, with Raz becoming an intern at the Psychonauts headquarters. The game explores Raz's family and the history of the Psychonauts, adding emotional depth to the story. Fans of the first game will enjoy seeing familiar characters, while the new characters, especially Raz's family, make the story even richer. The levels in Psychonauts 2 are creative, each set in a character's mind with unique and colorful designs. The platforming and combat are fun, though sometimes a bit clunky. There are also customization options for Raz's powers, but the currency system can feel restrictive. Despite a few issues, Psychonauts 2 offers a fun, whimsical experience with a great story. Dragon Age. Origins is a big RPG by BioWare that takes you to the world of Ferelden. You get to create your own character, picking from 3 races and different classes, each with their own backstory. These backstories affect how you interact with the world and the people in it. The main story is about the Darkspawn, a dangerous enemy, and the Grey Wardens who are trying to stop them. While the story is interesting, some of the quests can feel a bit repetitive. What makes Dragon Age? Origins special is the relationships you build with your team. The choices you make can change how your team members feel about you and how the story ends. Combat is fun and requires strategy, but it can feel repetitive if you play in an eager setting. If you love RPGs, the Dragon Age Origins game is a must-play. Dishonored 2 is a great game that feels different every time you play. You can choose to play as Emily Kaldwin or Corvo Attano, and each character has special powers that make the game more fun and exciting. Emily can use powers like Domino, while Corvo can bend time. This gives you lots of ways to play the game. The world of Karnaca is beautiful and full of details. The game makes you want to explore every corner. The levels are designed in a clever way, with things like changing floor layouts or blocked vision, so the game never feels the same. You can decide how you want to play, either sneaking around or being more aggressive. The AI reacts smartly to what you do, which makes the game even more fun. The story is interesting, but the bad guys could have been better. Some side characters like Megan Foster have more depth and are more interesting. The game looks amazing, especially on high settings with great lighting and a cool atmosphere. Dead Space Remake game is a classic game. It keeps all the things that made the original great but improves them with better visuals, smoother gameplay, and a deeper story. The USG Ishimura, the spaceship you explore, looks amazing now with more detailed environments and better lighting, making the atmosphere even scarier. The areas are more connected, and the zero-gravity system has been updated, making it easier and more fun to explore. Combat is still all about cutting off the limbs of Necromorph, but now there are more types of enemies, and you'll need to use the environment to solve puzzles and gain advantages in battles. The story is also richer, especially when it comes to Isaac's relationship with his wife Nicole. Isaac now has voice acting, which makes him feel more real and connected to the story. Mass Effect Legendary Edition includes the entire Mass Effect trilogy, remastered with improved 4K graphics, and over 40 DLCs. The game offers an amazing story with impactful choices, fantastic voice acting, and memorable characters. The mix of action shooter gameplay and RPG elements, along with powers and tactical combat, makes it both exciting and deep. The remaster enhances graphics, textures, and lighting, while dialogue choices across all 3 games add replayability. The modding community also brings extra content. However, the EA app is required to play, which limits offline access, and there are some visual bugs, especially in the first game. Some dialogue feels outdated, and 4K settings sometimes don't save correctly. Despite these flaws, Mass Effect Legendary Edition is a must-play RPG for fans of sci-fi, with 130-plus hours of content. Mafia Definitive Edition is a remake of the 2002 classic, telling a story about crime families, betrayal, and revenge. Set in the 1930s during Prohibition, the game has a stunning world with detailed environments and cars that make you feel like you're in that time period. The story is one of the best in the Mafia series, with great voice acting that makes the characters and their choices feel real. But the game is pretty linear, meaning it mostly follows a straight path, and it could have used more side missions to make the story feel bigger. The game looks amazing, but there are a few bugs and some fire effects that aren't great. The driving is much better than before, but the third-person combat feels a little basic and can be buggy at times. Still, Mafia Definitive Edition does a great job of bringing the original story to life with modern graphics and gameplay. If you enjoy crime stories and beautiful worlds, this game is worth playing. It Takes Two is a co-op platform game where you play as Cody and May, a couple turned into dolls by a magic spell. You'll need to work together to fix your relationship and turn back into humans. Each level introduces new mechanics, and you'll face puzzles, mini-games, and challenges that require teamwork. The game is beginner-friendly with checkpoints to keep things moving, focusing on motor skills rather than high precision. The vibrant, creative environments and smooth animations make it a visually fun experience. Playing with a friend or partner is a blast, especially with the Friends Pass, which lets one player invite someone for free. However, the story and dialogue can feel weak at times, and some puzzles are repetitive with obvious solutions. Despite these flaws, It Takes Two is a fun, creative co-op game that's perfect for friends or couples looking to solve puzzles and enjoy a memorable experience together. Gears of War Ultimate Edition is a remastered classic that delivers intense action and a gripping story. You'll follow Marcus Fenix and his squad as they fight the Locust Horde, blending a simple but exciting plot with great teamwork and memorable characters. The combat is the real highlight. Smooth cover mechanics and powerful weapons make every battle satisfying, while smart enemies keep you on edge. The remaster adds stunning visuals and iconic moments like fighting the terrifying Berserker or escaping the deadly Krill. There's also extra content, including 5 new campaign chapters and 2 multiplayer modes with 20 maps for endless fun. While multiplayer can feel chaotic at times, the overall experience is thrilling and packed with variety. Firewatch is a story-driven game set in the beautiful Wyoming wilderness. You play as Henry, a fire lookout spending his summer alone in the forest. But as you explore, things start to get strange, and the story turns deeper and more intense. The main part of the game is the relationship between Henry and his boss, Delilah. You talk to her through a radio, and the way they communicate makes you feel connected to them. The dialogue is funny at times, but also emotional and real, making you care about what happens to these characters. The game starts with simple tasks, but as you go on, the tension grows and the story becomes more mysterious. The ending might leave you with some questions, but it's a game that makes you think and talk about it long after you finish. With its stunning visuals and emotional storytelling, Firewatch is a standout game in the walking simulator genre. If you enjoy games with deep stories, this one is definitely worth playing. Next up is Control, a game set in a weird and mysterious world. You play as Jesse Faden, a young woman with special psychic powers searching for her missing brother. The best part of Control is the exciting combat, where you use telekinesis to throw objects, block attacks, and attack enemies with psychic powers. The combat is fun and fresh, though it can feel a little repetitive at times. The game takes place in the Federal Bureau of Control, a strange building that keeps changing. The world feels alive, with interesting characters and deep secrets to discover. The story and world building are great, and there's a lot of fun to be had exploring and solving puzzles. Jessie's personal story is interesting, but the weird world around her takes most of the focus. Even after finishing the main story, there are still many side missions and hidden secrets to find, making it a game you can keep playing for a long time. While the combat can feel repetitive and there are some technical issues, Control is still an unforgettable game, full of mystery and adventure. A Plague Tale. Requiem is an emotional, story-driven adventure following siblings Amisha and Hugo as they escape their ruined homeland. Traveling south in search of peace, they face new dangers when Hugo's powers return, bringing the rats and destruction back with them. A mysterious island becomes their last hope for a cure. The gameplay emphasizes stealth and puzzles where players sneak past enemies, manipulate swarms of rats with fire and light, and use tools like a slingshot and alchemy to solve environmental challenges. While combat isn't central, the crossbow adds moments of action. The AI can feel predictable and movement stiff during intense scenes, but these issues don't overshadow the gripping narrative. The story shines with deep sibling bonds, supported by excellent voice acting. Stunning visuals and atmospheric lighting enhance the eerie mood, while a haunting soundtrack elevates the experience. Despite slow pacing in places, A Plague Tale, Requiem delivers a powerful blend of stealth, storytelling, and atmosphere. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed our list of the best story games on Xbox Game Pass. If we missed any of your favorites, feel free to share them in the comments. We'd love to know what you recommend. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more gaming content. See you next time.